Okay, so what's that say? Stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend using at least 6800. Okay, I can sort that out. Settings. Output. I wonder why it's pulling 2500. I wonder if that's... I'm assuming this hasn't changed and set itself up based on what I was using on the... Ew. Okay. Might be because I updated OBS. Okay. Fine with that. Okay. Press that button there. Is that going to reconnect or not? Connect streaming software. Yeah, it looks like it worked. Okay, so I switched over to the better encoder, because otherwise I was just using the software as opposed to the graphics card. And I mean, what the hell is the point of using the graphics card if I'm going to do that? Preset slow, good quality. Yeah, it looks okay. But the animals are working, which is the main thing. So, also, I have no idea what the hell 15 of you are already doing awake. Although I suppose there's at least a few of you that are Aussie, aren't you? How you holding up, Jim? Okay, that should be fine. Looks like the animals are back, which I'm happy about. Gotta work out how to add the things so that chat can interact with it, though. Quick access, name, scale, don't care about any of that. Background color, we don't care about any of that. You've been awake since midnight? Damn. Sorry to hear that. Big red button. Oh no, I have a big red button. Discord bot hasn't gone off yet. The Zapier doesn't always work, so it's 10:30 a.m. Okay, all right, that's fine then. Shit, what was I gonna say? We have a big red button in the house. It's irritating as all hell. Mel got it for her office a while ago, and she brought it home because she's finally finished up at her old job. She's going to be working for me for a while, and well, she gave it to Scarlett, and we both regret the fact that she gave it to Scarlett because it's one of those big red no buttons. Every time you press it, it says no or some variation thereof. It's been really freaking irritating. So, but that's okay. Hello, Megan. Been up and down all night from stress. What's causing your stress? Why am I on top chat? I'll be perfectly honest, I was going to do it. I finally got around to, well, getting around to is probably the wrong way to put it. My first set of the cigars that I ordered came in today, which is annoying because I've still got, there's probably another 3 days until the actual humidor seasoning kit arrives, which means that big black thing right there behind me currently has a plastic bag inside of it with 4 very nice smelling cigars inside a plastic pouch with a humidifier sachet in there, which means that I can't actually use the humidor to protect them. So it's just sort of really defeating the purpose. So it's -11. Damn. Wait, why am I looking over there for chat? It's right here. Doi. Oh no, you really wouldn't love the no button. The no button is irritating. Like, it was funny for the first, say, 20 minutes, but then it got to bedtime. No, 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 no. So. Alright, where are we? I called this pressing buttons, mainly because I wanted to try and fix these things up, but, I mean, apparently it's fixed itself. So, now I should just find something else. Good morning, Kristen. Hope you're doing well. Took the wife's food stamps because they say she's in a nursing home, even though she's right here at home with me. Well, I mean, at least she's not one of the people that's like 150 and still collecting Social Security, apparently. So it looks like the world is slowly righting itself. The Reserve Bank here, our equivalent of the Federal Reserve, lowered interest rates for the first time since 2020 today, by like 0.25%, but pretty much all of the banks were pretty quick to pass it on. So, I mean, it'll save people. I think they said on like 750,000, it'll save people about $100, which, you know, every cent counts. Everything adds up. So, but basically, Mel's sitting in bed trying to finish off some work, and I was like, shit, I can't really go annoying her. Seems to be a lot of really old people collecting Social Security. It's a world record, honestly. Watching police car chase sirens on YouTube earlier today, they weren't too bad. Oh, there you go. Or 360-year-old collecting Social Security, even though the US is only 250 years old. But you and Wings don't have whips. Well, I mean, I've got the Gundams turned off. It's just the, what do you call it? The Aussie animals. Because I can't pick and choose. Like, if it allowed me to have, like, a playlist of which ones were working and when, that'd be great. But it doesn't work that way for some reason. Like, I can't choose one stream to just have the Gundams. I can't choose another stream to just have the Australian animals. I have to physically click through and click whether or not they're enabled, which is really irritating. And that actually reminds me, though, I've got to try and find out which animal it was that people thought looked like a pig, because it needs to go. See, I thought it was the axolotl. Maybe it wasn't. It's a goat. That's a hamster. Guinea pig. Unless the guinea pig was pink, maybe. All the ferrets. Yeah, I'm just clicking through the animations on the animals. I have to disconnect it to be able to change settings and stuff. So don't worry, they'll all reappear in a minute. Name tags, import, export. Oh, see, even that's going to be a bit. Even that would be a pain in the ass if I was to import and export the settings each time. Because I don't think I can pick and choose per person which thing they get. So, anyway. Morning, Buck. Try something out on the guinea pig. Well, I I mean, there's all sorts of animals and creatures and things like that. And then you can go to the workshop and you can, like, if I wanted to, there's the first 3 generations of Pokemon. There's Dragon Ball Z characters. There's Among Us avatars. Marvel. So, you know, if you want to be your favorite superhero. Whole bunch of cats. Rick and Morty. Like, there's a hell of a lot of things to choose from. That's why I just went with cute animals, honestly. Just made things easier. Animated food. I'll have a look. I don't think that the wombats were... I don't think the wombats were in the cute animal pack, actually. Mortal Kombat. Mounted anime girls. There's always got to be someone. Oh, hello. Build-A-Pet. First big overhaul of Build-A-Pet series from Stream Avatars. You create dogs, cats, and more. See them in action. Alright, let's download that and see if that... See what animals are in there. Oh, itchy leg. Final Fantasy... Kittens, Metroid, Lara Croft. Five completely random sprites that I decided to make. Kirby, Zelda, Shrek. Okay. Someone did Power World. That's funny. Clone Troopers from Star Wars. No, I've already got the... Let's have a look, see what these other animals look like. Build a puppy. Doesn't seem creepy at all. Gundam, heavy arms, da 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 da. Tuxedo puppy. So it's literally you got to try and build your own dog. Yeah, okay. No, I don't like that. Screw it. Oh, wait, hang on. Dumbass. You're supposed to be looking at the commands. What commands? Actions. Whisper extension, use a cooldown. No. Background, gear selection, name tag selection, random layout. Oh, I don't care about any of that. It's fine. I just want the cute animals. So that's alright then. Alright. What do we got? Police officer to face court on 6 assault charges in Bateman's Bay. No, I'll be alright, thanks. Fart, that is all. Fair enough. God, my YouTube feed, my X feed, and my news feeds all get so friggin' depressing because of all the shit that we cover. Interest rate cuts, rate relief. It's all about the Reserve Bank today. At some point, I've got to sit down and watch the Karen Reid interview. Try and get that sorted because I know we've got a lot of that coming up. The news in general is depressing. Well, that's kind of why for a while there I was trying to shine a light and, you know, at least cover some of the funny stuff. And a lot of the funny stuff went out the window. So, for example, drunk party girl charged with homicide after deadly crash. Oh, actually, that's a good point. I haven't sat and watched an episode of Something's Burning in a long time. Karen Judge probably won't be tonight. Guys, I'll be perfectly honest. I sat down and I started the stream so that I could work out the animals, and because I had a half hour to myself. I wasn't planning anything hugely entertaining or anything like that. I mostly wanted to be able to say hi to the people that can't catch me on the late streams, and to... Oh, there is more... That's her again. So there is more Karen Judge. Hang on. Let me save that to a playlist. Judge Karen. She was drunk at a high top at the waterfall. Smart ass. Defiant Sovereign Karen escalates to arrest. News update. And let's remove that from the watch later. I don't think I need to be worrying about that anymore. The war on woke. Oh, crap. Hey, Joe. Did I see Turtle Boy's interview with the juror? No. How long was that? Hang on. Three fucking hours? Jeebus. I see no reason why you can't send me clips from Law Talk with Mike. I don't think Mike would have any issues with that. Fear that instead of Tuesday, it'll be Monday number 2. Well. Wow. So he sat there with that guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can think of nothing else that I'd like to be. I can drive slow. Oh, look, if I chucked it on... No, I'd probably have to split that up over two trips, honestly. Okay, it's funny recognizing some of you guys in Turtle Boy's chat. I'm not gonna lie. Like, don't get me wrong. We as creators keep tabs when we see you guys in other chats and see sort of what sort of other content you might be enjoying and what we can tweak and all that sort of stuff. So it's actually quite funny when when you go into like random chats and then you recognize people. That's hilarious. So eating my crappy American McDonald's, I was reminded of how awesome the Australian one is. Did I take more food with me today? No, but then again, today I didn't have. Hey Nick, how's the chest doing? I know you're doing the verdict watch, but just look after yourself, all right? And the Vikings came to say hi. Going into Andrew's videos to talk shit about you. All good, Billy. Yeah, I don't know, because I kind of want to see the motions hearing, and then I'm more interested in the motions hearing than I am the Turtle Boy interview, I'll be perfectly honest. But I mean, we do have 6 potential time slots between now and Friday, so... Because otherwise, there was a trial that I was looking at. It's a historical trial, and by historical, I mean it finished... Recovery Addict popped into your chat once. No shit. Because I've seen the name, but I can never tell if Recovery Addict is the Recovery Addict or if I keep mistaking him with someone else that has a similar handle. The Carly Gregg trial, that was the one. The teenager that murdered her mother and took pot shots at the stepfather, and basically she turned to one of her friends and goes, "Have you ever seen what a dead body looks like?" And I was thinking that might be an interesting one, because that was a 5-day trial. What was that? Yeah, so 5 days. And I mean, the last day's the verdict. You can skip over most shit, so... I thought that might be interesting. Because that'll be... Even if I do that like one morning a week, that'd take us through for quite a while, because that's 3, 9, 12, and 8's 20. And 10's to 33. So it's like 15 days, potentially. How's this just completely boring and blown over? Completely lost interest in Meg's channel and Tugs as well as different ones is on. Still fat, still man boobs. Don't worry, I feel you, buddy. We've all been there. Stepdad defended her by her dad dropped out of her life ages ago. Oh, no shit. Oh, Squid's already streamed it? Okay. Oh, good, the antibiotics are working. Okay, I missed that part. Okay, well, maybe we'll... I don't know, look for something else then. I don't want to cover something just for the sake of it, though, is the thing. Like, I really... Holy shit, how are there 40 of you watching right now? Like, don't get me wrong. I've had my questions about whether or not the afternoon streams were interesting, but hey, we seem to be picking up. But It's only just gone 10 p.m., which means it's, what, like 7 Eastern? It's not even. It's 10 to 6 in the morning. What the fuck is wrong with you? Miss the morning, still sleeping as I go to bed very late. No, that's all right. Currently up working. Well, okay, yes, but Paul, you already answered my question earlier. Also, over parents unaliving their kids. That's fair. Usually on around 5:30 my time, portal's over there when your show ends. Oh, well, I mean, I can... What, you mean like now or like of a day? Well, I mean, what else we got then? I cannot get over this judge. Nick, if you haven't seen it, there's we watched a judge, I want to say out of, where was she? Chat, help me out on this. Was she Wisconsin? This woman had never heard anyone use the phrase vague and nonsensical in terms of a pleading, and she lost her shit. And like, I yelled in the car. Like, that's a phrase that we're taught in law school as part of civil procedure. And she just flipped her shit. Like, oh, and someone was kind enough to send me an email about the article about her getting sanctioned by the court, which I think is hilarious. Shit, where are we? Wait, why am I on the wrong email there? Bonnie Wrangle. Let's have a look. See what other videos we got. Worried about my blood pressure. Well, Squishy Gardner has a freaking playlist about her. Hang on. Jamie Esparza. I don't believe this was the same video. We live in the parade your ignorance era. Doesn't surprise me one bit. Well,
you don't see the whole picture, and that's what makes me angry with the DA's office. Angry.
Your Honor, I understand what you're saying, but the case law is very clear, though, that they have to show.
How shiny is her face? How bad does my office look? Because I forgot the damn dog cams on. Hang on.
These certain things under a young blood case. And so in every case, the state is not going to hold on to the medical examiner is not going to keep the body. The way that their procedure is they conduct the autopsy, the body's released.
Don't put the blame on the young lady who cremated it. She didn't know she was facing capital murder. Nobody did that. Yes, you did. You just said the defense and the family could have done whatever they needed to do at the time the body was turned over to them. They could have done whatever. And those kind of arguments are just outrageous to me that I can't stand to hear it. Outrageous. And that's how you guys operate. That's how you guys operate, outrageously. You don't operate with fairness and decency and justice. And I'm sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of it. It's not going to happen under my watch, under my time, in my court. You don't say those stupid, absolutely outrageous arguments, because I can't stand it. Because it's not fair, it's not just, it's not justice.
This is the one that we watched earlier today. So this is they've clipped together a few videos of her apparently. Now I don't want to ruin it because obviously
Mommy milkers.
no bad goldfish. Because I would really like to do a proper deep dive into this, but I'll be honest, I can't stop watching. Seems like she's playing for the camera and is weirdly unprofessional. Oh yeah, Forbidden Ruin. Right now we're about to... I don't know how long this particular clip is, but we watched... What was it, a good 15, 20 minutes of her having a go at the defense counsel in one of the... She called one of the lawyers a bitch and she gets uppity at the phrase nonsensical. Oh yeah, we know. This is... I lost my shit in the car on the way home to this.
This is the flavor I'm getting. I'm getting the flavor that there's been disrespect and not kindness in this case.
Because lawyers are always so kind to each other when they're on opposing sides of the panel, especially in, you know, murder trials or heavy divorce proceedings. Yes, Wardrobe. Nonsensical is a good word. In fact, what I had intended to do... Oh, is retrieve a book from up there. Hang on, you're going to see my ass. Ugh. That's the scary thing. She's not high at all. Non-negotiable, non-feasance, non-combatant, non-use. Huh. Funny that. They didn't even have to feel the need to describe it in the in the legal dictionary, which means it'll be in the standard English dictionary. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Well...
I think Miss Slay probably has been practicing law, or you, Miss Salter, has been practicing law a little bit longer than Miss Osterberg. And so you kind of picked on her. Why would you say nonsensical to an objection?
I don't know, because maybe it means having no meaning, making no sense, ridiculously impractical or ill-advised, according to the Oxford Dictionary. Like I said before, it's something I got taught in law school. As a response to a pleading, we do not plead to this. It is vague and nonsensical. Surprisingly, I do think that whoever's... clipped this video together, took a little bit of literary license and zoomed in on it. The video that we watched earlier today was not this zoomed in.
Vague, global, doesn't make sense, don't understand it, but nonsensical is mean. Is mean. And that's why Miss Osterberg is saying here, I don't want to talk to you guys. You guys are disrespectful and you guys are mean.
There was no disrespect intended, Judge.
Why would you say nonsensical? That's disrespectful.
No, it's fucking not.
Have you ever said nonsensical in other responses?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you're disrespectful to a lot of people, and that's rude and mean. And let me tell you, in this world, we don't need any more of that. We've got plenty of that.
Wait, what's this? Medical issues of a man accused of SA of a child. Special court review found the remarks inappropriate for a judge. Oh, damn. Yes, Matt, that was the judge. The one with the blue glasses was the judge. Judge Bunny Wrangle. And the reason that I'm watching this is because she's batshit crazy, in my personal opinion.
I guess
Oh, I did press
all I
play.
can say is this, and this might help you guys out. You know, he's having lots of really bad, and Mr. Shelley did tell us that, really bad medical issues. And they're all involved in the groin area. All issues of, sometimes karma's a bitch. And let me tell you,
Jesus, Kathy.
if he did it, karmically, he's suffering right now. Because God hit him right in the place where
Thank you.
it all started. Really?
Correct. And he's a double amputee now. It's
Yes.
amazing. Amazing he's still alive.
Right. He can't feel anything down there. That has
Right,
to,
Judge.
that has to be
But-
held on earth, and that's karmic. And if he did it, there it is. God's taking care of it. There's justice. God's taking care of it. If he did it. If he did it, and I don't know if that's
Right.
going to bring any comfort to the complaining witnesses. I mean, the mother, it might not, because it's just so horrific, right? It might not. I had to share that with you.
No, you really didn't. You didn't have to say a goddamn thing. That was so inappropriate. Criticizes court interpreter for a technical skill. Special review of the court found the remarks inappropriate. I cannot wait to dig deeper and read this, hopefully the transcript of the judge panel. And yes, I've turned the stinking ads off. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Noyola, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to piss you off. I'm just telling you, Mr. Cifuentes.
What the fuck? What kind of animal?
This did it, and he's never been the host. That's all. And I'm saying, just for future reference, ask him and see what he did. You know, I learn different features on Zoom every day. Don't be offended. He did it for us last week. Did he do it for us last week, Jesse, or 2 weeks ago?
I believe it was last week, Judge.
Okay. So he did it for us. And he wasn't the host or the co-host, was he, Jesse?
He was not, Judge.
Yes. No. I'm not making this up, and I'm not trying to piss you off, Ms. Noyola. You pissed me off with your attitude. Goodbye. Have a good life. Figure it out. Please. That's what you should have said at the very beginning instead of pissing me off. Bye, Ms. Noyola.
So yeah, there was that. But apparently she wound up in front of a judicial committee of 3 judges, and she got sanctioned for her actions. I kind of want to do a whole stream on her. I'm not going to lie. I like watching judges lose it. I don't understand what those animals are. I'm gonna have to turn that off. Exactly. Kind and carefully considered words from someone that keeps going on about disrespect and all that sort of shit. So. Oh, shit. She has her own YouTube channel. Had her own YouTube channel. Looks like none of the streams are... The latest stream was a year ago. Oh my god. I don't think she can calm down. I think it's just part of her, like... Pretty cool, one of the judges said she was being nonsensical. Oh, she's still there by the looks of it. Next election date's November next year. So yeah, she's still there. In El Paso. What's that? November 2023. Video shows an El Paso State District Judge yelling at a prosecutor saying the District Attorney's Office doesn't operate with fairness and decency and justice. Another video shows her yelling at attorneys telling them they were being mean. In another, she suggests that a sexual assault suspect is experiencing karma. A 3-judge panel ruled on Friday that the behaviour by 171st District Judge Bonnie Rangel was a misuse of judicial power and warranted a public warning and additional training. Special panel of judges upheld earlier findings by the State Commission on Judicial Conduct that stemmed from 3 complaints against Rangel over behaviour in 2020 and 2021. When hearings were conducted remotely and the videos were posted to YouTube, most court proceedings weren't videotaped before the pandemic. Judges dismissed a public admonishment from the Judicial Commission regarding an incident where she responded to a motion to recuse herself from a case, a violation of Texas legal standards. The judges were all from outside El Paso. Chief Justice Brian Quinn of the Amarillo-based 7th Court of Appeals presided. The other judges were Justice Gina Benavides of the 13th Court of Appeals of South Texas and Chief Justice Scott Goldman of the 9th Court of Appeals. In its order, the specialty court wrote that the judges should not act like made-for-TV judges like Judge Judy. Although not mentioning in the ruling, she created a video in 2015 that she hoped could lead to a reality TV series featuring her as a tough judge. Oh shit, we're watching this. Hang on.
I bring order to people's lives. Many come to me for answers. The people give me so much power. Why have I allowed my husband to live 1,000 miles away from me? This is crazy. I must begin to control my life. A near-death experience can be an awesome thing if you learn from it. Me, I was catapulted 50 feet in the air into my awakening. No longer could I simply put people in jail without trying to teach life lessons first.
Firstly, 50 feet in the air? Like, I know you've got your head up your ass, but, Wow.
This is why I survived.
And now, on Judge Bonnie's Family Court, you be the judge.
Oh, fuck. That was actually going to be the opener for her show.
Who do you side with? The 13-year-old who wants her parents to pay for her birth control pills? Or her parents who say she's too young to be having sex?
Mom and Dad, let's do this. Let's show her video of a birth with a vagina that's stretching to the size of a watermelon. We can show her pictures of penises oozing with pus due to some sexually transmitted disease. These are the possible consequences of having sex, sweetheart. Collecting 3 ex-husbands, raising my only daughter, and trying to regain control in my life make me want to help families with their struggles. You knew he was a drug dealer when you married him, right? The problem is, Mrs. Bayan, you married a pig, and now you want him to be a regal horse.
No, he.
No. Nay! I say nay! No, look, I'm not disagreeing with it either, Turner. I mean, when I was a kid when I was a teenager, first thing my parents did was my mother gave me a book on STIs. Didn't have sex till I was like 17. And it's not like I've had many partners in my lifetime. So, no, I don't necessarily disagree with it, but the way that this is being put forward, like... Is this a campaign ad? No. What this was her pitch for her own show. Allegedly.
He's a monster. I will never let him see my child.
Don't test me. I'll put you in jail right now. Now, Mr. Bayan, this is going to be your last chance to be a daddy in this baby's life. I'm going to tell you in English, don't screw it up. And I'm going to tell you in Spanish, no la riegues. Mr. Vega, you are now 40 years old. You've been with me on probation for 10 years. And you are still living with your mamacita? I need him to cut my grass. Trust me. You make him enchiladas. You
God, I hope that's not a euphemism.
make him taquitos. Every Saturday, he'll be there to cut your grass. Mom, I think you're the problem. I am proud of being una mujer mexicana, fuerte, llena de pasión, and picosita. I grew up on this street, sleeping in the kitchen of a 2-room apartment. However, I was very fortunate to attend Stanford and Notre Dame. Yet, nothing could have prepared me for what was to come.
Your Honor, I gotta tell you, they're doing it everywhere. They're doing it on the tables, on the dance floor, in the stairwells, even in...
Holy crap, we still have another minute and a bit to go out of this. You know, I'm shocked, I tell you, to think that this didn't get picked up for syndication. Hey, Loopy.
In the bathroom.
On the dance floor? Que cochinos.
And the 15-year-old, Precious? She was doing it too.
Where was the manager of this joint, her pimp mother?
You tell me.
Commissioner, did you see the smiley face on Chuck's penis?
Oh, yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Did you know that happy-faced Chuck kills his lovers? Commissioner, you're lucky to be alive. I have made drug lords cry.
I'm far too sober for this.
and remove their tattoos. I've defended myself against allegations of being a regular customer at a local strip club. I have even signed a death warrant on a serial killer. All those life experiences make me who I am today. And more than just a show, I want to create a movement, teaching people life lessons in a better way, with a little bit of Mexican spice and wisdom. That's my passion now. I am Judge Bonnie Rangel.
Deport. Everyone always says you could be Judge Judy. No, you can't. Rangel told the El Paso Times in 2017, so I thought about it, and this was a retirement idea. It's not something I wanted to do immediately. I'm still passionate about serving my community as a judge and plan to continue that. Brain damage times Xanax. We are not entertainers, but oh, hang on. The judges pointedly noted the difference between entertainers like Judge Judy and real-life justice. We are not entertainers, but rather Texas jurists obligated to abide by actual rules as opposed to a story or a show script. Damn. Okay, it's 14 pages, but I feel like this is going to get spicy. Truly, a picture is worth 1,000 words, if not more. Here we have more than pictures, rather we have videos of conduct ascribed by the Texas State Commission of Judicial Conduct as unacceptable. While words may tend to describe that conduct, they fall short of grasping its essence. Thus, we use both in completing the duty assigned to us by the Texas Supreme Court. That body ordered this panel to conduct a de novo review of various acts performed by the Honourables Australia. You know, I was hoping at some point to go back to Texas. I might need to be more careful here. Hey, Black Horse. The Honourable Bonnie Rangel, 171st District Court. Those acts were found sanctionable by the Commission, which issued both a public warning and a public admonishment. We issue a public warning coupled with an order for further education and mentoring. The public admonishment arose from a single instance of Judge Rangel filing a written response to a motion seeking her recusal from a particular case. Underlying the determination was the rule of procedure stating that a jurist subject to a motion should not file a response. So she got pissy because someone asked her to recuse herself and she decided she had to throw her 2 cents in and say, well, I shouldn't be recused. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. According to the Commission, the mere fact that the judge filed a response meant she failed to comport and maintain competence with the law, thereby violating Canons 2A and 3B2 of the Texas Judicial Conduct Code. The public warning arose from the judge's interaction with attorneys and court personnel during 4 separate hearings held in a 2-year period. Each hearing occurred electronically and remains within the morasses of video accessible to the public via YouTube. Collectively, her conduct led the Commission to hold that she should be publicly warned for failing to be patient, dignified, and courteous towards the Assistant District Attorney, attorneys, and court personnel, all of whom she deals with in an official capacity during court hearings. Each of the foregoing determinations are subject to a de novo review. In July 2023, we convened a hearing to garner pertinent evidence. Both Judge Rangel and the Commission appeared. The following emanates from the hearing. Oh no. They've included snippets from the... We've just seen a few of her interactions. How do you think she would have responded to 3 judges looking down their nose at her? This did not end well. Canon 2A states that a judge shall comply with the law and a jurist shall maintain professional competence in the law. Of the myriad of laws we shall comply with and should maintain professional competence in, it is establishing the procedures to be followed when a litigant attempts to recuse a trial judge. Okay, this is just in relation to her being pissy about it. No one disputes that she filed a response. She admitted as much and explained she was not aware of that provision. So too did she state she had not been in very many contentious or contested motions to recuse, and failed to comply with the law when filing a response, and failed to maintain professional competence in the law regarding motions to recuse and filing a response. Does that warrant sanction in this instance? We say no. I don't. Depends on the content of the response, if you ask me. Commission must prove the jurist either had conscious objective as the result. Picture failure to exercise diligence in discovering law by which he had to abide. Judges make mistakes when complying with, applying, and interpreting laws. Indeed, the obviousness of this is implicit within our tiered justice system, recognising that those writing the Constitution required violations of Canons 2A and 3B2 to be willful. Judge Wrangles will not. Okay, now we get to the spicy stuff. We address Judge Wrangle's comportment within Canon 3B4, provides the judge shall be patient, dignified, and courteous to litigants, jurors, witnesses, lawyers, and others to whom the judge deals with in an official capacity, and should require similar conduct of lawyers and staff and court officials and other subjects to the judge's direction and control. The Commission charged Judge Wrangle with violating this canon while presiding over 4 hearings. And as said earlier, the Commission determined that collectively the violation warranted a public warning. We concur after conducting our own review of the evidence. To reiterate, the conduct at issue was brought to the Commission's attention through 3 complaints. Each of these incidents involved extended rebukes, one directed at an assistant district attorney and the El Paso County District Attorney's Office. The other entailed rebukes directed to attorneys in a civil proceeding and stemmed from those attorneys characterizing the opponent's discovery quest as nonsensical. They said it. They said the thing. The second complaint concerned the reference to a defendant suffering the effects of karma, while the third deals with reference to a court interpreter's attitude and a curt directive to the interpreter, have a good life. Regarding the Assistant District Attorney's Office, Judge Wrangle spoke in what can only be described as an elevated, sometimes shrill tone, with such a tone in her voice, interspersed with hopping in her seat and waving her arms. She criticised how you guys operate, opined that the District Attorney's Office did not operate with fairness, decency and justice, categorised arguments proffered by the Assistant District Attorney as outrageous and stupid, or nonsensical. Voice discussed through a statement, I just can't take that, can't take it. Well, I mean, after the bad acting we just saw, she may have been practicing for a porno, we don't know. Criticised how you guys think and how you dispense justice. It's outrageous. Espoused, this isn't the first time this outrageousness has been brought to my attention. This is case after case after case on big cases. You guys got to just get a conviction. She accused the office of repeatedly playing games and being obstructive in all the big cases. Given that this was a hearing conducted over Zoom during the period of COVID closures, the Assistant District Attorney sat alone and attempted to communicate with office colleagues through text messages. Judge Wrangle then accused the lawyer of inattentiveness and extended her commentary. Again, this discourse transpired over a matter of minutes as opposed to seconds. Furthermore, it evinced a general bias against the manner in which another elected official, the District Attorney, operated his office. Indeed, she later admitted to having a contentious relationship with the District Attorney, everyone knowing of that relationship, supporting a candidate running against him, and uttering disparaging comments about his office while conducting the Zoom hearing, and having issues in general with that particular Assistant District Attorney sitting before her. So she was completely and utterly biased. The foregoing similarly demonstrates bias and prejudice by Judge Wrangle, which also violates Canon 3B5. As for the civil proceeding, it involved a discovery dispute and a Zoom hearing to resolve them. The 3 attorneys participating were female, 2 of whom worked for the same firm. Through much of the proceeding, Judge Wrangle spoke calmly and inquisitively, yet that changed when one attorney, Movement's counsel, described how the other 2 had first trashed her by apparently characterising her discovery requests as vague and nonsensical. In a stern voice and roll of her eyes, Judge Rangel began with, "You know, that would kind of piss me off." This was followed in an alternatingly calm and yelling tone with her description of the flavour of the situation, that flavour consisting of disrespect as opposed to kindness, and two more experienced attorneys picking on a less seasoned one. She then can be heard both interchangeably emphasising and yelling that nonsensical is mean. You guys are... Nonsensical is mean! You guys are disrespectful and you guys are mean. Why would you say nonsensical? That's disrespectful. Have you ever said nonsensical in other responses? Well, you're disrespectful to a lot of people. That's rude. Let me tell you, in this world, we do not need more of that. We have plenty of that. So be professional. Maybe take your own advice. Disrespect is a term by the receiver. Stop shaking your head because it's disrespecting me right now. You can't deal with these people. These people do not accept responsibility, do not accept that nonsensical was a bit disrespectful. It's a shame you have to be female. That's the shameful part. Oh, yeah, she went the full, like, feminist route too. These comments were also punctured with body language like swinging of arms, slapping of hands, waving of the head, and... Waving of the head? Waving of the head? It's a shame you have to be female. These comments were also punctured. Though more criticisms were made over the ensuing minutes, despite apologies from counsel, this captures the tenor of her actions. It further captures their rather ironic nature, given the admonishment to act with respect and kindness. Judge Rangel would later concede that her conduct could have been better. It's in the footnotes. It's in the footnotes. The video is still available on YouTube. Record indicates Rangel simply did not know that the lawyer she assumed was inexperienced had been licensed for 4 years, while she was the one who castigated her as newly licensed. Judge Rangel informed the two attorneys that words like vague, overbroad, and don't make sense were acceptable terms to her. Interestingly, the latter phrase is the definition of nonsensical, per the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary. Furthermore, an electronic query of the term on a popular legal research site disclosed over 800 court opinions where it was used by the judges who authored them. I'm sorry, the fact that they put that in the footnote had me giggling like a little schoolgirl. But that was still freaking funny. Next to the circumstances in the third, the hearing concerned a motion to dismiss charges against the defendant, apparently being accused of indecency with an essay of a child. The defendant having suffered severe medical issues implicating his groin area, Judge Rangel quipped, "Sometimes calm as a bitch." She then followed that in a raised voice and a wave of an arm and said, "And let me tell you, if he did that, karmically he's suffering right now because God hit him right in the place where it all started, really." At that point, counsel observed the defendant was also a double amputee. Ooh. Missed that part. Thereafter, Judge Rangel quipped, "Right, he can't feel anything down there. That's karmic. If he did, there it is. God's taken of it. That's justice. God's taken care of it if he did it." The above again demonstrates bias and prejudice by Judge Rangel, which violates Canon 3B5. Asked at the hearing by Special Court of Review whether her comments illustrated a bias or prejudice against an as-yet convicted defendant, she responded, "No." Instead, her intent was to find some sense of justice for complaining witnesses and give a little bit of peace to the complaining witnesses. That is not your job and is entirely and completely inappropriate during a court hearing prior to the individual being convicted. Intending to bring a sense of justice for and peace of the complaining witnesses by describing the defendant's medical condition as karmic and God's justice certainly suggests a predisposition regarding the defendant's guilt. Even if she didn't personally believe it, she said it if this was a judge-alone trial, then it shows that she has bias anyway. If it was in front of a jury, explain to me exactly how that jury's no longer tainted then. Not a chance in a flying fucking hell. So too does it invest ridicule of his medical condition. The substance of the third and final complaint occurred at the end of a guilty plea proceeding. Judge Rangel inquired of the court interpreter if she could deactivate the interpreting program. An inaudible response came from the interpreter, which the response apparently indicated she could not. Nevertheless, Rangel calmly informed the interpreter to not be offended. She was not trying to piss off the interpreter, and another interpreter had successfully ended the program in a prior hearing. More was then said by the judge and included an alternatingly raised and then stern voice. I'm not making this up, and I'm not trying to piss you off. You pissed me off with your attitude. Goodbye and have a good life. Figure it out, please. This is what you should have said from the very beginning instead of pissing me off. Okay. Media, movies, and television influence the public's perception of their elected judges. Whether it be wizened yet stern Judge Chamberlain Haller or the witty, sharp-tongued Judge Judy, their performance on the screen may easily be perceived as examples of how we should act. Yet we are not them or Judge Dredd or even Judge Smalls. They reference Judge fucking Dredd. I like these judges. I am the law. We are not entertainers, but rather Texas jurists obligated to abide by actual rules as opposed to a story or a show's script. These rules include the Code of Judicial Conduct. Furthermore, Article 5, Section 1A, 6A of the Texas Constitution says for what a judge may be disciplined and mandates that a juror shall not engage in the willful violation of the Code of Judicial Conduct or in willful or persistent conduct that is clearly inconsistent with the proper performance of her duties or cast public disrespect upon the judiciary or the administration of justice. Well, she fucked that up royally, didn't she? Again, Canon 3B4 of the Code requires us to be patient, dignified, and courteous to litigants, jurors, witnesses, lawyers, and others with whom she deals on an official basis. Heeding this mandate does not obligate us to be robots, short of individual personality and character. Indeed, it is that individuality in spirit, experience, and background that refreshes our ranks and reinvigorates our jurisprudence. Yet there are limits. For instance, a judge may not threaten to crawl across the bench and slap the crap out of an attorney without repercussion. Dude, that's... Seriously? Crawl across the bench and slap the crap out of an attorney. Which happened in the Barr case. That's funny. And should they be impatient, vindictive, undignified, and sarcastic, they risk discipline. As above at 539, noting the jurists have been disciplined for such conduct. Similarly, insulting, degrading, vile, and sexist language has little place within the courtroom. The conduct captured in the videos and described above falls below the acceptable under 3B4. Extended shouting at counsel for using a word commonly found in legal writings, coupled with a tone reasonable jurists would find disrespectful, if not contemptible, if directed at him or her, falls outside the penumbra of patient and dignified. The same could be said of repeatedly uttering in anger a word, piss, found contemptible if said by lawyers. I was going to say, you can't walk in and say, hey, judge, sorry, I was pissed off this morning. You'd be reprimanded pretty damn quickly. Jurors should practice what they preach, leveling extended and global accusations of misconduct in a loud, angered voice against counsel and the office for which she worked, and ridiculing a party's severe medical condition, also in evince conduct violation of 3B4. Moreover, nothing presented to us suggests that Judge Rangel's utterances and accusations were involuntary. Rather, the evidence showed them to be intentionally said. Thus, the violations of Canon 3B4 are willful. Nonetheless, not every violation can be sanctioned. A brief quip, an instance of a raised voice to garner attention and stress seriousness, an exasperated shake of the head or rolling of the eyes, a stern look or a harsh word may not warrant sanction. We are human after all. We are not the robot that are spoken of in Barr. Our emotions may well show themselves in unique situations, irrespective of the effort to suppress them. It is for this reason that the measure of sanction, if any, is influenced by such things as the seriousness of the transgression, its frequency, nature, and impact upon the perception of the judiciary, and physical situs of its occurrence. its occurrence in private life or while performing duties in the elected office, the judge's tenure, the judge's effort to recognise and correct misbehaviours, of which she hasn't really, repetition of the conduct and other relevant indicia. Judge Rangel structured her defence in part upon the theme of 24 years and 4 complaints. That's 4 complaints too many, honestly. Oh, my nose. We had a weather change. Now I'm starting to feel like I'm coming down with something. In other words, she asked us to infer that because only 4 complaints have been filed during her 24-year tenure on the bench, she necessarily erred only 4 times. To withstand analysis, the inference necessitates another component. That component would consist of proof that everyone who witnesses improper conduct necessarily complains. We know that that is not true. Indeed, she admitted to witnessing what she labelled misconduct by attorneys without formally complaining of it. If she remained silent, why would not others? In our field, it is not unheard of for attorneys to withhold a complaint due to fear of retaliation, which fear one witness might actually mention during a de novo review. Many also accept ill conduct as part and parcel of practicing our trade, unfortunately. We might not like it, but we let it go. Acknowledging the truth leads us to reject the inference that she committed only 4 instances of misconduct in her 24 years, since only 4 complained. On the other hand, the evidence does establish that within the years of 2020 and 2021, she engaged in at least 4 instances of impropriety. More importantly, there is reason these 4 instances occurred. It relates to the presence of COVID and ensuring the need for public hearings via Zoom and YouTube. Therefore, referencing the prior 20-plus years and the lack of complaint is somewhat misleading and irrelevant given the non-utilisation of Zoom and universal viewing through YouTube before then. Basically, they're saying, well, we're going to ignore the previous 20 years because there was no recording of it. We can't say that you didn't engage in conduct that was worth being reprimanded for because there's no evidence of it. And just because no one complained doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Additionally, the evidence illustrates that the conduct in question was not private but quite public. It occurred during official court proceedings. Anyone in the world with access to the internet could and can, and still do, view it. Moreover, the attorneys and court personnel subject to her utterances were comparable to a captive audience. Being participants at the hearing, they were not necessarily free to leave without experiencing additional reaction. Simply put, a judge controls a proceeding, which legal counsel generally know. Engaging in impermissible diatribe while exercising that control is a misuse of office. Judge Rangel, realising the improper nature of her action, was commendable, as was her effort to alter her behaviour through educational instruction. Yet her realisation and efforts were not contemporaneous with or soon after her activity, but rather she acted after the commission did. That is, after it sanctioned her and sought to review that, and she sought to review that decision. We also find troubling her effort to justify her conduct by suggesting that segments of YouTube's viewing found it acceptable. Well, the fans seem to like it, so it must be okay. Though the public is free to grade us through the ballot box, we grade our department through compliance with canons regulating judicial conduct. Again, Article 5, Sections 1A, 6A of the Constitution states that a judge may be disciplined, what a judge may be disciplined for and presides for the relevant parts. Our consideration of these instances in total lead us to find both a misuse of office in which Judge Bonnie Rangel intentionally engaged in and one warranting the sanction of public warning. We further directed a complete 2 hours of education on courtroom decorum. 2 hours? Bitch, please. She's probably going to have her assistant do it for her. Black Horse, did you see the video of this bitch? Honestly. Sorry, 2 hours of that and 2 hours of mentoring with Judge Mark Atkinson, Executive Director of the Texas Center for the Judiciary. Such must begin within 1 month and be completed within 6 months of the date of the opinion. Judge Rangel is so ordered. We further order that no party or the representative shall remove any video or like media mentioned in this opinion from YouTube or the internet for 1 year. They made sure that her videos had to stay up on YouTube for a year so that it was open to the public. Damn! Okay, chat. There's 70 of you watching now. By a show of hands, how many of you saw the video that triggered all this off? Of the judge, how she acted in court? Because I'm more than happy to go back and rewatch it, okay? Yes, the videos are very much still available. We watch snippets of all 4 of them. I watched the main one today as part of the drive home. That's the standard. People like what they see online, then when we're in huge trouble. I mean, we all watch Hayden, for instance. That's fair. Regarding Judge Rangel's pending motion to dismiss, we deny it. Her first ground focused on purported non-compliance within statutory time periods. Those time periods were effective and only applied only to complaints filed after that date. The complaints against Judge Rangel were filed in 2020 and 2021. As for the second ground, any purported denial of due process during the administrative hearing held by the Commission was rendered harmless through the de novo review. Comparing the de novo review held there from that of a judicial court to a county court at law, perfecting the appeal or reviewing annul. Okay. Never saw it, but now I'm curious. All right. This is her here. So, like I said, the last video that was posted on the YouTube channel was from a year ago. I want to see, where's the one with the, okay, so there's blue glasses there, there's blue glasses there. Jesus Christ, how many different sets of glasses does this woman own? Was there more to this news article? No. Okay. Shoot. All right, hang on. Let me just bring the video back up. I think yeah, it was this one. All right. Strap in and hold on to your butts, because I've already had my blood pressure raised 3 times by this today. Whew.
You don't see the whole picture, and that's what makes me angry with the DA's office. Angry.
Your Honor, I understand what you're saying, but the case law is very clear, though, that they have to show these certain things under a young blood.
I'm just going to say it. I think that she had an issue with the ADA because the ADA is significantly more, like, prettier. And by significantly more, I mean she's a 4, whereas the judge is probably a 2.
A case. And so in every case, the state is not going to hold on to the middle exam.
Also, ladies in the chat, answer a question for me. What is with blondes getting, like, the massive brown eyebrows?
Keep the body. The way that their procedure is they conduct the autopsy, the body's released.
Don't put the blame on the young lady who cremated it. She didn't know she was facing capital murder. Nobody did that. Yes, you did. You just said the defense and the family could have done whatever they needed to do at the time. The body was turned over to them. They could have done whatever. And those kind of arguments are just outrageous to me that I can't stand to hear it. Outrageous. And that's how you guys operate. That's how you guys operate, outrageously. You don't operate with fairness and decency and justice. And I'm sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of it. It's not going to happen under my watch, under my time, in my court. You don't say those stupid, absolutely outrageous arguments, because I can't stand it. Because it's not fair, it's not just, it's not justice.
And that's not appropriate.
This is the flavor.
If you want the full clip from this one and to hear me yelling in the car, feel free to go back and watch yesterday's traveling lawyer stream. About halfway through, this video comes up. I can't see this shit as it's happening, but I heard everything. And anyone that was in chat knows that I started yelling. And then I had to bite my tongue.
Flavor I'm getting. I'm getting the flavor that there's been disrespect and not kindness in this case. I think Miss Slay probably has been practicing law, or you, Miss Salter, has been.
Hang on. Selected and then summoned for today for jury selection. They ended up cancelling last week. What could be the reasons for cancelling? Depending on the area, depending on the process, could be any number of things. Could be that you're being called up for a specific case and maybe they drew a... maybe it was settled. Maybe if it was for a criminal matter, they entered a guilty plea at the last second. Could be any number of things, honestly. So I wouldn't be stressing about it too much. If they cancelled it though and you were selected, hopefully you got a letter so that you're exempt for the next 12 months. If not, sucks. But can she call the attorney stupid? She's not supposed to. Yes, Boosh, we've been through that. Oh my God, it was in the damn footnote. I can't believe they tore her apart over that like that. That was hilarious. And yes, they very well zoomed into on this chick. Thank you, Goldfish. Appreciate it.
Practicing law a little bit longer than Miss Osterberg, and so you kind of picked on her. Why would you say nonsensical to an objection? Vague, global, doesn't make sense, don't understand it, but nonsense.
Doesn't make sense. What's a synonym for doesn't make sense?
Nonsensical is mean. Is mean. And that's why Miss Osterberg is saying here, I don't want to talk to you guys. You guys are disrespectful and you guys are mean.
There was no disrespect intended, Judge.
Why would you say nonsensical? That's disrespectful. Have you ever said nonsensical in other responses?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you're disrespectful to a lot of people, and that's rude and mean. And let me tell you, in this world, we don't need any more of that. We've got plenty of that.
Honestly, I swear those 15 minutes listening to that in the car on the way home just about made me have a aneurysm or some shit like that, because I highly recommend that you go back and watch the Traveling Lawyer stream, even just for those 15 minutes, to watch her and the sniveling plaintiff attorney who's so brown-nosing, sitting there basically preening, from the sounds of it anyway. And just like right at the very end, when the judge sort of changes and they're ending the video or whatever, and she's like, "Thank you, Judge." And she's like, "Oh my God." Need to make a clip and a short of your car reaction. Well, you did get a letter. It would be great if it does exclude me for a year because work's too busy. No, fair enough. So this is her basically saying that an alleged child SA
I guess all I can say
guy
is this, and this might help you guys out. You know, he's having
was
lots
karma.
of really, really bad, and Mr. Shelley did tell us that, really bad medical issues. And they're all involved in the groin area. All issues of, sometimes karma's a bitch. And let me tell you, if he did it, karmically, he's suffering right now. Because God hit him right in the place where it all started. Really?
There is never a universe where that is appropriate for her to be saying that shit. Maybe after sentencing remarks, after all that sort of stuff, maybe she can put her own personal opinion on the record. Not when he hasn't been convicted, though.
Correct. And he's a double amputee now. It's
Yes.
amazing. Amazing he's still alive.
Right. He can't feel anything down there.
What do you do if the judge goes off in your favor, but you disagree with how they did it? You keep your mouth shut. You do what you can to make sure the judge doesn't turn their ire towards you, but you don't egg them on when they're having a go at the other side.
Right, Judge. That has to be hell on earth, and that's karmic. And if he did it, there it is. God's taking care of it. There's justice. God's taking care of it. If he did it.
See, I can say that shit after the fact. She can't when she's presiding over a case.
Witnesses. I mean, the mother, it might not because it's just so horrific, right? It might not. I had to share that with you.
No, you really didn't. You could have kept that in your own brain.
Okay, Ms. Noyola, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to piss you off. I'm just telling you, Mr. Cifuentes did it and he's never been the host. That's all. And I'm saying just for future reference, ask him and see what he did. You know, I learn different features on Zoom every day. Don't be offended. He did it for us last week. Did he do it for us last week, Jesse, or 2 weeks ago?
I believe it was last week, Judge.
Okay. So he did it for us. And he wasn't the host or the co-host, was he, Jesse?
He was not, Judge.
Yes. No. I'm not making this up and I'm not trying to piss you off, Ms. Noyola. You pissed me off with your attitude.
Having watched that trailer for her show, going through this and watching this a second time makes so much more sense.
Goodbye, have a good life. Figure it out. Please, that's what you should have said at the very beginning instead of pissing me off. Bye, Ms. Noyola.
Listen.
So, yeah. That wasn't disturbing at all. Funny how we got there, though, through all of that. Hang on. I just want to check. I think that was probably what the... That's probably the article that was already sent to me, but I'm just going to double check. No, she put together a trailer for her own Judge Judy style show in 2017. We watched that, probably go back in the show about 20 minutes and should be able to see my reaction to it. It damn near broke me. Doesn't shock me that she's up against no one. Doesn't shock me in the slightest. She's up again next year. But I mean, if she reckons she's been there for, what, 26 years, so it doesn't shock me. What? No, I don't. I just want to open my email, please. Not that difficult. I don't need to recover my... Oh, yeah, no, it was the same news article. So... Oh, all right. Wow, that really turned into something, didn't it? So... Republican judges in the 171st district will win if they run. Oh. All right. All right, peeps. I'm going to go and get some sleep because it's just hit 11 o'clock and I have to get up and drive, as we all know. I'm unsure.
Stingy said, I haven't heard a few phrases in a while. Need the dopamine. Would you partake your DM on the Discord towards the end? The last thing.
Haven't got Discord open, but I'll have a look. I will say, though, if I'm able to start getting Scarlet down at a half decent hour, this doesn't actually seem like a bad thing for me to be able to at least... What the hell is that? What the hell is this?
you just gonna stare at her? It was weird. Good weird. She tasted like... And see, the funny thing is, I know exactly what you want to hear. But you're not going to hear it from me. Okay. No, you know what? I can't end it on that. I refuse to. Come down nice and low, like. Come down nice and low like this, and then.
Showing off where they'd that bro almost fainted. View from the side is great too. She has nothing to reveal and nothing bounced. He was wondering if it was a minus. Trainer just unlocked, try not to look challenged. Trainer buffering like bad Wi-Fi. Bro started questioning all his life choices. Trainer's soul left his body for a sec. Bro's brain just did a factory reset. Trainer looked at PC glitch mode. Bro saw the DLC he didn't pay for. Oh, bro unlocked the awkward stance emote.
Look, not as funny as some of the other ones, but melons have more bounce than a trampoline. I think I kind of prefer chat music as opposed to Azura's tunes.
Even the ocean waves jealous of that motion. That dress got more bounce than a cannonball hitting a ship. Even Newton.
We'll save that one, I think. Anyway, as I was saying earlier at the start of the show, hopefully we'll be getting into some of the trial streams coming up for the drive to work, so which is in like 8-9 hours. But otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow for the Traveling Lawyer as I return home. So, as always, people, remember, you are not a piece of shit. You have value and do contribute to society, especially for being here. But as always, people, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And hopefully, I'll be able to sort out the humidor. And there'll be a actual smoking stream this weekend. Fingers crossed. Peace out, peeps.
And again, on your way out, please do me the favor, hit the like and subscribe button if you're so inclined. It costs nothing. It's absolutely free, and we'll be friends forever. Bye now.
me for a second. I realize it's the only other thing that's still pissing me off is that the credits aren't working. Where are we? All widgets. Tip jar, stream label, end credits. There we go. Copy that. New page master. Yes, effects for test scene. MS credits. MS guests. MS credit. There it is. Streamledge, legit. Oh, strange. Apparently now it's working. Apparently I just had to log in. Okay, hopefully that's alright. It's not showing the members though. Don't know why it hasn't. Don't know why it's done that. Show subscriptions, show members, show donations, so show super chats should all be there. Okay. Okay.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.